ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता हिया सर्वविद्या स्वरूपान्तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। यस्यात्मभूतस्य गुरोः प्रसादात् अहं विमुक्तोऽस्मि शरीरबन्धात्। सर्वोपतेष्टुः पुरुषोत्तमस्य तस्याङ्घ्रियुग्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्। Ramakrishna Aratrikam, which was composed by Swami Vivekananda, contains lot of Vedantic teachings. We are seeing the philosophical significance of this composition. Last class we started with the second shloka, Mochane agadhushane jagabhushane chidghanakai jnananjana vimalanayane vikshane mohaha jai. This composition is in Bengali language but still contains Sanskrit words. Majority of the words are taken from Sanskrit. So in this shloka, Chidghanakai is mentioned. That is in Bengali. If you take it into Sanskrit, Chidghanakayaha. Then another word, Moha Jai. That also in Bengali language, and if you take it in Sanskrit, it means Mohaha Gacchati. Mohaha Gacchati. The meaning of this shloka is, O Lord, you are the embodiment of pure consciousness. You are the ornament of this creation, and the creation is ornament of you. You are the destroyer of ignorance. Your eyes are pure and smeared with Atma Jnanam. By your glance, our delusion is destroyed. Therefore, we surrender to you to get rid of our self-ignorance. That is the general meaning of the shloka. In the last class, we saw philosophical meaning of Chidghana Kayaha. This word can appeal to both Ishwaraha and Avatara. Chidghana means Shuddha Chaitanyam, Nirguna Brahman. Chidghana Kayaha means Saguna Ishwaraha. One who is associated with Maya Shakti is called Chidghana Kayaha. One who is called as Bhagavan, as God. Then Avatara also is called Chidghana Kayaha because Avatara's body is not made up of Panchabhutas. To recollect our memory, in the last class I told you, God and Avatara can appear and disappear instantaneously. So their body is not limited by Desha Kala Vastu Parichinnatvam. Their body is not limited by either space or time or causality. Ishvara can appear and disappear instantaneously. Ishvara can appear in many forms simultaneously. Ishvara can appear in many places simultaneously. For each bhakta, he appears in one way. यो यो याम याम तनुम भक्तः श्रद्धयार्चितुम इच्छति तस्य तस्याचलाम श्रद्धाम तामेव विदधाम यहम. In whatever way they want to invoke me, in whatever form, in whatever name, in whatever intention they want to invoke me, I assume that form and name and fulfill their intention, fulfill their desire. During Avatara Kala also, if you take the popular avatars, Rama, Krishna and Bhagavan Ramakrishna, their forms also appeared and disappeared, and till date it is available for vision for the devotees. So anyone whose heart is totally committed to the Lord and full of devotion, today also the devotee can see the Lord's form. While living also, Bhagavan Rama appeared as 10,000 Ramas during Karadushana fight, and Bhagavan Krishna appeared as 16,100 Krishnas during marriage time, like that. And even Bhagavan Sri Ram Krishna appeared to Mathur Babu as Shiva, Devi, like that we saw in the last class. And the next word is He Jagabhushana. This word can be derived in two ways. According to the derivation, the meaning of this word differs. One derivation is Bahuvrihi Samasa. In Sanskrit grammar, they classify this. Bahuvrihi Samasa, compound word it is. And if you derive that compound, how it is derived? Through this Bahuvrihi method, Jagat Yasya Bhushanam. For whom this creation is the ornament. For whom this creation can be ornament? Only for Ishvara this creation can be ornament. Because all other creatures come inside the creation. One who is not limited by the creation is Ishvara. So for him, this entire creation is the ornament. Saguna Ishvara is mentioned by this derivation. Entire creation is the ornament for Ishvara. Like the ornament, this creation is full of varieties. We see many varieties of ornaments. Similarly, this creation contains Achintya Rachana Vaibhavam. It is full of varieties. Any species you take, whether it is plant kingdom or aquatic creatures or animals or human beings, full of varieties. Like ornament, this creation is well designed one. It's not haphazard. It is not chaotic creation. It is cosmos. So it's all well designed, intelligently put together. That's why Upanishad can say, Yadvai Tat Sukrutam. Even though varieties are there, but still there is a discipline which can govern this creation. And like ornament, this creation also is subject to arrival and departure. Like ornament can be made newly and destroyed. Similarly, creation also is brought out from the avyakta state to the vyakta state. After some time, after some yugas, again vyakta to avyakta state. Vedic culture does not accept the linear process of creation. That there was nothing at one point of time and there came a substance. From that substance, this entire creation has come. This is called a linear process. That is not accepted by Vedic culture. Our creation is cyclic. Avyakta vyaktaya sarva prabhavanti yugarahame ratyahame praliyante. So, from avyakta state to vyakta state. That's why this rule governs every living creature in the creation. We can never assert whether tree has come first or seed has come first, or chicken has come first or egg has come first. You can never assert. So it's all cyclic. Then, like ornament, the creation also has a purpose. It is useful for jivas who had desires to enjoy pleasures. There must be an atmosphere, an infrastructure for enjoying this karma phala. So in the previous srishti, whoever desired for certain pleasures, in the next srishti, they should be given an atmosphere to enjoy the karma phalam. Not only to enjoy the karma phalam, the results of their past actions, but they should be given free will to work out the future also. So, human being is given the freedom of shaping their future. So, it is this creation is useful. Useful to enjoy the results of previous actions, useful to do good actions, noble actions in the present and the future, and useful to gain self-knowledge in this very lifetime itself. Then, like an ornament, the creation doesn't have any independent existence. Ornament cannot exist independently without the existence of human being. Similarly, creation also cannot exist without the existence of the Lord. Therefore, the existence of creation is dependent existence. Therefore, it is called mithya. Vacharambanam vikaro namadeyam, Upanishad says. Then, like an ornament, this creation cannot affect the Lord. No ornament can affect the person who is wearing it. Similarly, this creation also cannot affect the Lord, because Bhagavan is Paramarthika Satyam, Asangohi Ayam Purushaha. We also do lot of creation daily. In our sleep, we create lot of worlds. Every day one world, every day one society, every day one type of life. So that dream experiences, the dream world, dream time, dream space, dream money, dream people, dream experiences, nothing can affect the dreamer. Similarly, the creation also cannot affect the Lord. Then, Ishvaraha is Swami for this creation. Creation is the possession of Lord. Like an ornament is the possession of the person who is owning it. Similarly, the creation also is the possession of the Lord. So all these qualities are there for the creation. And here Bhagavan is named as Jagabhushanaha, Lord for whom this entire creation is an ornament. This is one meaning by deriving in one way Bahuvrihi Samasa. There is another method of derivation, Shashti Tatpurusha Samasa, it is called. When you derive the same word, it gives another meaning. Jagabhushanaha means Jagataha Bhushanam, ornament of this creation. First meaning is what? Creation is the ornament to the Lord. Second meaning is what? Bhagavan as avatara is ornament living inside the creation. Ishvara is beyond the creation, but avatara lives inside the creation. By this second derivation, we get the idea of avatara tattva. Avatara is the ornament of this creation. Like an ornament, avatara is beautiful. Life of avatara, or form of avatara, or teachings of avatara, all are beautiful, admirable, therefore handled with care. We don't handle the precious ornaments carelessly. What we do? We put it inside the box, then covered with silk cloth, and then that box is kept in the treasury box, then treasury box locked in the bureau, then bureau is locked like that. Very preciously we are handling it. Anything precious is rare in this creation. That's how it gets the honor of being precious. Whatever is available freely, we don't honor it. Like mud. Mud is there everywhere. Stones are there everywhere. Charcoals are there. But the same charcoal, if it is converted as diamond, how nicely, how carefully we handle, how we admire. Therefore, this avatara also is a rare among the rarest. In the human community, we find varieties of people. Among these varieties, avatara is a very, very rare one, precious one. Only sadhus can understand avatara's grandness. Like only jewelers, rich people alone can understand the value of the diamond. Similarly, sadhus alone can understand the value of the Lord. In Gospel of Holy Mother, we find on the bank of the Ganga, there was a stone. Everyone who went for bathing used that stone. Someone used that stone for washing their clothes. Someone used that stone to wash their feet. Like that. One day, a diamond jeweler happened to come there. As even he saw that stone, he immediately understood it is not ordinary stone. So he took it and became rich. Similarly, avatars also cannot be understood by everyone. Only few sadhus can know him. This entire Ramakrishna Aratrikam shloka, we don't find name of Ramakrishna. There is no name at all in the entire Aratrikam song. Therefore, every attribute can be interpreted in many ways. Jagabhushanaha means avatara. If we take other avatars also, Bhagavan Rama, Krishna and Bhagavan Ramakrishna, how they were precious in their life and how they were ornament in this creation, we will see in this class. So when Rama was living, Vishwamitraji comes to Dasharatha's court and says, please send Rama with me. I am doing some yaga. The Rakshasas are disturbing me. Therefore, please send him. As even Dasharatha heard, he told, no, it is impossible because you are calling my child who happened to be Una Shodasha Varashaha, not even 16 years old. How can he fight the Rakshasas? Like that he told and refused to part with Rama. Then Vishwamitraji says, Aham Vetni Mahatmanam Ramam Satya Parakramam. You people don't know what is the grandness of this entity. People like me alone can know the grandness of the avatara. A person who is sitting on the throne cannot understand. But we sit on the kusha grass. We can understand. A person who nicely enjoys the sensory pleasures cannot understand the grandness of the Lord. Sadhus like us who do tapasya, they alone can understand. Like that he says, Aham vetmi mahatmanam ramam satya parakramam vashishtopi mahateja yeche me tapasisthitha. In the court, so many sadhus are sitting. All are sitting, closing their eyes and doing japa. So Vishwamitra says, Dasharatha, did you observe these people? All these rishis, sadhus should be living where? In the forest. They are sitting here. And that in your court, in your palace. Why they are living here? Do they enjoy your fruits and sweets and bhoga? Do they enjoy your dance? Do they enjoy the music played here? Whenever these things happen, they close their eyes and do japamala. Once in a while, they open their eyes and feel happy. When you know they open their eyes, whenever you call Rama, Rama, like that when you call, when Rama comes to the court, that time only they open. So therefore, Vishwamitra ji says, don't think I alone can assert Ramji's grandness. Vashishtopi, ask your own Kulaguru. He knows who Rama is. Yecha ime tapasisthitaha. These sadhus who are doing tapas here, they should go to forest and do tapas here. They are sitting here, not allowing others to come and sit. In a parliament, who will sit? Only a Kshatriya will sit. Here all sadhus are sitting. And Kshatriyas don't have place to sit at all. If you go and ask them, why you are sitting here? No, we want to sit here only. What is the reason? Because they know the value of the thing, which is inside your house, inside your palace. They know, if we do tapasya in forest, Bhagavan will not come and give the darshan there. Therefore, unless we go there and somehow manage to enter the palace and live in the palace and put up with all this nonsense. For sadhus who are doing tapasya, this drama, dance and music, which are played in the court, king's court, all nuisance. But still they are put up with all these nuisance. Why? Because they understand the value of an entity which is living in your palace, namely Rama. If you take Krishna Avatara, the child was put on the lap of the Garga Maharishi. Nandagopal requests Garga Maharishi, please name my child. Do the naming ceremony. As even Garga Maharishi received the child on his lap and saw, he found it is Bhagavan himself. How to give name for a nameless entity? Which name I should give? There are Sahasranamas. Vishnu, Sahasranama is there. Which name I will give? Therefore he says, Garga Maharishi says, Bahuni santi namani rupani cha sutasyate. Nanda, your child has many names. What? I have not named at all so far. You are telling me he has many names. Not only he has many names, he has many forms also. Nanda Gopal could not understand what this old man is telling. Bahuni santi namani rupani cha sutasyate gunakarmanu rupani tanyaham vedano janaha. I alone know. How much confidence one should have to say, I alone know that so and so is Bhagavan himself. Then at the deathbed, Bhishmacharya was lying. Pandavas go there to pay their last respect. Bhishmacharya called the Pandavas and showed Krishna to them. Do you know who is he? Arjuna told, he is my friend. Bhima told, whenever I want to fight, I have one person, at least to scold. That is Krishna. Like that, they very casually treated Bhagavan and casually related with Bhagavan. That time, Bhishmacharya says, Yesha vai Bhagavan sakshat adyo narayana harihi mohayan mayaya lokam gudascharati vrishnishu tamayam manyate loko hyasangamapi sanginam. He cannot relate with anyone because he is asanga vastu, ultimate reality. But tam ayam manyate lokaha sanginam iti. Everyone boasts themselves that I am related to Krishna in this way, in this manner. But who is he, you know? Yeshavai Bhagavan Sakshat. Narayanaha Adyaha Narayanaha Harihi. No, we don't find like this. At the death time you are blabbering. Then Bhishmacharya says, Mohayan Mayaya Lokam. What to do? That is the power of his Maya. Being near, still people cannot recognize that entity. Gudascharati Vrishnishu. He has hidden his grandness. And if you take Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's avatara, his grandness was declared to the entire world by his chief disciple. How he declares, you know? Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmaswarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. With all boldness and convictions. He says, my Gurudev Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is not an ordinary entity. Sarva Dharma Swarupine is an embodiment of all Dharma. Why he has come in this form? Sthapakaya cha dharmasya. In order to establish the Dharma in this world. Bhagavan says in Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. So whenever there is a disturbance in the universal order, I manifest. Keeping that promise, my Gurudev Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna has come in this form. Once Swami Vivekananda was praised by his disciple, Western disciple. She told, Swami, we admire your intelligence. We are fascinated by your form. And we are humbled by your spiritual nature. All these wonderful things we find in you, but we don't find all these things in your master, Sri Ramakrishna. When the disciple was glorified like this, Swami Vivekananda says, fools cannot understand the grandness of the Lord. He is scolding the person who has praised him. Idiots and fools cannot understand the Lord. I consider myself as an unfit person even to untie the shoes of my master. What a grand conviction. So that is the conviction and recognition of great sadhus, that the Lord who has taken a form, who has come in the form of an incarnation, was recognized, admired and revered by these great sadhus alone. Ignorant people, adharmic people spent their lifetime in criticizing these avatars. Ravana criticizes Rama, Shishubala criticizes Krishna, and in Sri Ramakrishna's life also many people we find they spend their life vainly criticizing this great entity called Avatara. So Bhagavan also says it is impossible for an ordinary person whose mind is immersed in worldliness can recognize my grandness. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajanantaha mama bhuta maheshwaram. Avajananti mam mudha, mudaha avajananti. In Krishna Avatara, Bhagavan says like that. What about Rama Avatara? Rama Avatara also Bhagavan says, Ajnanat avamanyeran sarva bhutani lakshmane kartaram api lokanam shuram karuna vedinam. Lakshmana, these people, these creatures are insulting me, not knowing the fact that I am kartaram api lokana. I am the creator of this creation. Why they don't recognize you? Karuna vedinam. Because of my simplicity, because of my love and affection, I don't threaten the society. People give respect only for paraphernalia, external things. Even in ordinary sense, if a person, grand person comes, unless he is surrounded by black cats, we don't give respect. So, people can recognize only external paraphernalia. Whereas Bhagavan doesn't show all these powers, Sarvajñatva, Sarvashaktimatva, he doesn't show to the world, to all. Therefore, they generally don't recognize the Lord at all. In Sri Ramakrishna's Gospel we find Bhagavan himself says, a singers group came, did lot of dance and drama, sang wonderful songs, suddenly that group has disappeared. In another place he says, a person who is sitting on the bank of the river will not understand when a huge ship goes, he will not understand the effect of that ship. When ordinary boat goes, immediately waves and ripples come and reach the shore. So immediately they can understand the boat. But when the huge ship goes, because of its weight, the waves and ripples are not created immediately. After its departure alone, the waves and ripples reaches the shore, then only they understand. Like that, Bhagavan is not recognized by an ordinary mind because he is the most precious one, the rarest among the rare in the humanity. Then another meaning is, like an ornament is the source of security, peace and happiness, Avatara also is the source of security, peace and happiness. Suppose a person is wearing diamond jewel. He feels that I am empowered with richness. And he is happy also. And he wants to show to others. If he goes to function, he wants to show to others. Why? Because he finds that I have something. I possess something which is very, very precious thing. Similarly, whenever Avatara lived in this world, people who have recognized him, who have recognized his grandness, they found in their life security, peace and happiness. Ravana, after abducting Sita ji, shows entire Lanka, Swarnamaya Lanka, and shows his Vitta Kosha, treasury, shows his powers and weapons, everything. Tries to attract her mind. But Sita ji says, Shakya lobhayitum naham aishwaryena dhanena va ananya raghave naham bhaskarena yatha prabha. Ravana, all your attempts are vain. Because I have found a higher entity in my life as the source of security, peace and happiness. If you take Ramakrishna Avatara, his disciple Swami Vivekananda says, he declares to the world, who we are you know. Kurmastarakas charvanam tribhuvanam utpatayamo bhalat kimbho na vijanasi yasmat Ramakrishna dasa vayam. With all pride he says, what we will do now? We will smash nakshatras. Kurmaha taraka charvanam. Taraka means nakshatra. Tribhuvanam utpatayamaha. We will simply carry all the three worlds and simply will destroy it. How you can do that? Balat. We have that type of power. How can you do that? Kimbho na vijanasi. Yasmat Ramakrishna dasa vayam. Don't you understand that we are the servants of the Lord Himself? Therefore we have this Shakti, we have this security, peace and happiness. When Holy Mother Sarada Devi was asked how her life at Dakshineshwar campus, she lived there. If you go now also you can see, one person cannot lie down stretching his leg. That type of small space, confined to small space. But what she says, you know, as long as Sri Ramakrishna was there in this campus, I found that Amrita Kata, Amrita Kalasha was kept on my head. That is the assertion by the devotees who lived with the Lord, that we have found security, peace and happiness. Then another grandness of this precious entity is, Avatara is the scale to measure the richness of the society, the richness of the culture and richness of the nation. Like a diamond jewel is the scale to measure the richness of a person. Similarly, whichever society has Avatara in its presence, that Avatara is the scale for measuring the quality of the society, quality of the culture, quality of the nation. Fortunately, this Bharata Punya Bhumi contains varieties of jewels like this. A society which is full of ahimsa, Satya, Karuna, Brahmacharya. A society which contains all these values is very, very grand society. How these values are given to the society? The source of these values lived with this society. Suppose a person has a diamond, he is declared as a rich person. More the value of the diamond, his richness also valued more. Srirangam Ranganatha Swami had lots of jewels. Among them, two were wonderful thing, diamonds which were put on the eyes of Ranganatha. Both the diamonds were stolen by invaders. Now one diamond is in United Kingdom, Kohinoor diamond. Another diamond is in Russia, Arlov diamond. Both are possession of Ranganatha. It was kept as an ornament for the eyes of Ranganatha. What happened? The people who have invaded this nation not only destroyed the temple and stolen ordinary jewels, these things also they have taken. And these two diamonds, wherever it went, it destroyed the entire kingdom. If you read the travel of these two diamonds from India to United Kingdom, from India to Russia, there is an history. How Kohinoor diamond reached United Kingdom. How Arlov diamond reached Russia. If you read the history, we find every fellow was behind it. So therefore, he was killed by another person. He was killed by another person. He was killed by another person. Now it is inside the government treasury. Now the government itself is gone. Where is now Great Britain, you tell? Nothing is there. It's a small district compared to our Indian called area wise. It's an ordinary district. Why I told this example is, a society, if it contains precious things, that society is called a rich society. But external gems, external wealth is subject to destruction. But internal wealth like Satya, Ahimsa, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, you cannot destroy these things in the minds of the people. And how the society got this internal wealth? Because of the presence of great avatars. Bhagavan Rama was called Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. If Dharma embodies, how it will be? It will be in the form of Rama himself. Patita Pavanaha, Adosha Darshi. Rama cannot see anybody's fault. He is an embodiment of truthfulness. Apyaham jivitam jahyam tvam vam site salakshmanam. I can give up you, Site, I can give up Lakshmana, I can give up my own life. But Natu pratigna samshrutya brahmanebhyo visheshataha. I can never give up this truthfulness. Imagine a society which has this type of people. How much it will be wealthy. If you take Bhagavan Krishna's life, he was glorified as Sarva Sulabhaha. Not only he has taken human form and available for the contemporary people, during that human life itself, he was Sarva Sulabhaha. That's why Sudama cries, oh, where I am, where you are, O Lord. I am an ordinary person, you are Chakravarti, but still you have embraced me out of friendship, out of love. And Uddhava says, Aho bakiyam sthanakala kutam jighamsaya payayatyapya sadvi lepe gading datra yushitam tatonyam kamva tayalam sharanam vrajeme. Where you can find this type of an individual? In which society you will find? What type of individual? An individual who can give the status of his own mother to a person who has come to kill. Putana came to kill Krishna. But Krishna has given the status of his mother to Putana. So therefore, a society which has this type of grandness, which stands for truth, which is full of ahimsa, which follows the non-violence in its own life, and which is with sense control. If you take Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's life, we find a human being worshipping his own wife as Devi herself. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna has exemplified in his life that the purity, inner purity, is very, very important for a society. Therefore, he converted his wife as the universal mother by worshipping her through Shodashi Puja. And a society which doesn't have tyaga, renunciation, is a very poor society. It will be a society with greediness. Unless there is tyaga in a person's life, society cannot survive. How this tyaga is exemplified in great avatara's life, whether it is Rama's life or Krishna's life or Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's life. We find in Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's life, a person brings suitcase with 10,000 rupees money. That time he was a pujari with 7 rupees salary. 10,000 rupees means 118 years salary. If somebody offers you 118 years salary, what you will do? What you will do? Initially you will suspect, then afterwards you will accept. But here Sri Ramakrishna asked, 10,000 rupees? What for? He asked. Then that person, Lakshman Sethji, his name was, I am seeing a person in my life first time who asked, what for this money? I don't have any intention, I don't want anything from you. I heard that you are great sadhu. So therefore I want to offer my respects. I have brought this cash which is with me. So Sri Ramakrishna exemplified in his life. Not only he exemplified, his wife also was tested. Sri Ramakrishna told to Lakshman Sethji, you can ask my wife whether she wants it. In a family, husband may not like all these things. But if wife is offered, what she will tell? அவருக்கு ஒன்றும் தெரியாது, நீ உள்ள வாங்க. He doesn't know how to run the family, neither he earns nor he accepts all these gifts. You please come inside, take coffee. But this wife says, how can I use it when he doesn't want it? So that is the exemplification of what we call grand values. So a society which has all these values is a rich society. So Avatara is a scale for measuring the richness of the society. Then another aspect of this interpretation is, like a precious diamond jewel can make a person's life rich, similarly Avatara also can make our life very, very rich by destroying the poverty, by destroying the spiritual poverty, daridrya. Shastra says, as long as you are identifying yourself with a small thing, your beggarliness will never go. Bhumaiva sukham nalpe sukham asti, alpe sukham nasti. Whatever is alpam, small thing, you won't get happiness, you won't get security, peace and happiness. Bhumaiva sukham. In infinite alone you can find that sukham. Who is that infinite entity by possessing? I can get rid of my poverty. Shastra says, Aitad atmyam idagam sarvam tat satyam sa atma tattvamasi shveta ketu. You are that infinite entity. Idam brahma, idam kshatram, ime loka, ime deva, imani bhutani, idagam sarvam yadayam atma. You are that entity which is uncomparable. Not recognizing this fact, identifying yourself with a small body, with a small mind, with small desires, with small possession, small family, you are suffering in poverty. To get rid of this poverty, one should get the infinite entity. One should have that infinite entity in one's life. That is the teaching given in the Upanishad. How it can be exemplified in whose life? Only when we find a human being who has this vision, When he lives in the midst of us, we can find, yes, I also can try. Rama, when he lived with this vision. That is why when Bharata came running, crying, requesting him to come back to Ayodhya, Ramji says, I am happy here. Vanavasohi mohodayaha. I don't have any wants, my dear, I am happy here. No, you will be suffering 14 years Vanavasa. How much difficult it is without money, without a house, without servant. How can you live? So please come back. And he says, I don't have any daridriyam. The thing, the richness, the power, the wealth you offer are nothing for me. Sarve kshayanta nichayaha padananta samushritaha. All riches will go one day, my dear. Only a person who lives this vision will be without poverty. And if you take Krishna, he declares his vision of this infinitude, of this richness, spiritual richness. When Arjuna cried out of what they call Kripanata, Karpanya tosho pakhata svabhavaha prichamitvam dharma sammuda cheta. When Arjuna surrendered, Bhagavan says, Ashochyan annushochastvam prajnavadansha bhashase gathaso nagadasoschana anushochanti panditaha. Arjuna, if you have this spiritual vision, you will never cry. Panditaha na anushochanti. Intelligent people who have this vision of spiritual fullness, of purnatvam, that I am everything. Nothing is there as a second entity other than me. If you have this knowledge, your life will not have any sorrow at all. Mattaf parataram nanyat kinjid asti dhananjaya. You should be able to say, other than me, no other second entity. I have found out this vision in my life, therefore I am happy. Whereas you have not found it so far, therefore you are crying. To get rid of the suffering, oh my Lord, what should I do? Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Entire Gita begins with the word don't worry and ends with the word don't worry. Why we worry? Because of poverty we worry. What type of poverty? Beggarliness. What type of beggarliness? In every aspect beggarliness. In terms of money, person's mind is not satisfied. I want. What I want differs from time to time, but that I want never goes away. The tambura shruti type, I want. So when this poverty will go away? Only when we find the spiritual treasure in our life. And to teach that treasure alone, Avatara comes in the form of Rama, Krishna and Bhagavan Sri Ram Krishna. In Gospel you see there are hundreds of places wherein Bhagavan Sri Ram Krishna gives this vision to the disciples. He says, God alone real, everything is trash. Having born as human being, if a person doesn't struggle to get this treasure, doesn't struggle to get this vision, Atma Darshanam, spiritual vision, then he is a Kripanaha. Wretched his life, he says. Kripanatva means wretchedness. Unfortunate life, he says. Then, another aspect of this interpretation is, like an ornament is surrounded by rich people, Avatara also is surrounded by always sadhus. Ornament you won't find strewn on the streets. You can find in Lalita Jewellers, Kalyan Jewellers, like that. How that jewellery mart is there? Full of light. No darkness at all. You cannot put your hand. Carefully guarded. Okay, because it's precious. And the owner of that jewellery is what? Is a beggar or rich person. So ornament is surrounded by the rich person. Similarly, this avatara is surrounded by rich people, spiritually rich people, sadhus. That's why Valmiki ji says, Rama was surrounded by always sadhus. Kalyana abhijanas shriman. Sada abhigatas sadbihi. Even when we went to forest, when Vishwamitra came, all the sadhus were living in the palace, na? When Ramji goes, they also go. Don't come away. My father may need your service. Please be here. Please be here. Like that Ramji says. No sadhu wants to stay in Ayodhya. Wherever Rama, that is Ayodhya for us. So they follow Bhagavan. Stayed always with him. That's why for Sita, it was very difficult to find privacy. See, in palace, at least you may not have privacy. Because a lot of people, officials, so many will go all the time, will be with Ramji. At least in Vanavasa, he should be little bit free, na? Always she used to see this sadhu, that sadhu, sitting with Rama and discussing great values and spiritual matters. And if you take Krishna Avatara, Krishna was always surrounded by rishis like Narada, Vyasa, Maitri, Rishi. Shukabrahma Rishi says, Muninam nistadandhanam shantanam samachetasam akinchananam sadhunam yam ahuhu paramam gatim. Akinchananam sadhunam. They are beggars in the external sense. They don't have any, even second cloth they may not have. That type of poverty is there. Akinchananam. Not only they don't have any external thing, they don't have any abhimana also. With regard to their noble life, with regard to their tapasya, therefore they are called akinchanaha. Na kinchanam yasya asti. Akinchanaha. One who doesn't have any possession. Alright, they may not have external possession, they have internal possession like values, tapas. But these sadhus say, no, we are in front of the Lord, in front of this precious thing. How can we boast that we are educated? Vyasacharya says, I am dasanu dasaha of Krishna. In the Yudhishthira's Ashwamedha Yaga, whom to be given Agra Puja was the question. Everybody refers to Vyasacharya. Then Vyasa says, I am unfit to get this Agra Puja. Agra Puja means first respect. When Yudhishthira was made as a Chakravarti, the puja was done. Who has to be given first respect? When Vyasa's name was proposed by everyone, Vyasacharya says, there is 1,000 sun sitting next to us. You fellows don't have eyes at all to see the grandness of this grand thing. Like that, he introduces Krishna to the entire Sabha. Muninam nestadandhanam shantanam samachetasam. Only people with internal richness alone can understand and they surround this Lord. In Sri Ramakrishna's life, we find every grand person in the contemporary society comes to Sri Ramakrishna. Bhairavi, Brahmani, Totapuri, then our Ramayat sadhus, and always Dakshineshwaran temple campus was full of sadhus. And up to the end, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was surrounded by great spiritual giants like Swami Vivekananda, Swami Brahmananda, Yogananda, Shivananda, Ramakrishnananda, like that. Then another aspect of the avatara is like an ornament's presence inspires the person and absence makes the person poor. Similarly, avatara's presence inspires the society. Avatara's absence makes the society as a poor society. We will see more in the next class. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampat hridavigraham vai Ishāvataram parameshamedhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namami.